Hey guys, welcome back into a brand new SpitFyre podcast. My name is B Yellow and I am an Aries.
I'm Robbiey, the residing Leo.
It's your favorite Sagittarius, Aki.
The bigger and badder Aries, Zai.
And today our topic of discussion is essentially trauma and success. So today we're talking about pretty much how a lot of people are promoting trauma, rather it's social media or just like in your daily topic in general. But a lot of us don't really like to talk about our successes or things that we're working towards, rather it's a goal or rather it's moving on from something. And I feel like a lot of the times we get stuck worrying about the bad things and we don't really get to celebrate the good things. Rather it's between ourselves, with friends, family. And I think that has a lot to do with just social media in general. When you think about like any ads that you see about trauma related things, and I feel like a lot of us can relate more to trauma than we can to successes. Because I feel like when it comes to successes, or success in general, it's very subjective. So I feel like it's hard for a lot of us to relate to things that we don't relate to, obviously. So if somebody is doing something and winning at it and we can't really relate to it, we may not see that as a win. So I feel like it's a lot of people don't really celebrate people. What do you guys think? We kind of talked about this before, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people celebrate their traumas more than they do their successes. And I really want to talk about that.
Okay, I feel that. I feel like oftentimes people don't want to celebrate their wins or their success or even talk about like things that are in the works. I know that growing up, I never really did. Like I would like, well, actually, no, that's a lie. Growing up, I did. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm doing X, Y, Z. I'm so excited, yada, yada, yada. And then like, sometimes like what I was doing maybe did not come into like finish. Didn't come to fruition or whatever. Like
Made you feel silly.
And then I felt silly, but then also like there were times when I would be like, oh yeah, I'm working on X, Y, and Z. And then someone else would, what I told them I was doing, they would go and take it. And I would be like, oh. And so I remember me talking to my mom and she was like, listen, don't celebrate your wins until they are wins. Like don't tell everybody what you're doing. Don't tell everybody how you're moving.
Until the check is signed.
Yeah. And so I think that's more so it. And also like a thing, like I don't want to jinx myself or like have people looking at me crazy. Like, if I was like, hey, y'all, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and then like 10 years from now, it never happened. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we kind of did that with the podcast. I feel like we did not, until we was like studio date one, I don't think anybody was really like talking about it too heavy, just for the mere fact of like, would hate to have never made it to episode 1 and still talking about like, yeah. Our podcast.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, a lot of times when people be like, oh, don't tell nobody about an upcoming project, an upcoming creative process, if you got a new idea, if you got a new partner, if you got this, don't say nothing until it's like set in stone. So I've always heard that, like, don't tell nobody nothing till something.
Do you agree with it?
Oh, not me, no.
Okay.
I don't, if something is meant for you, it's going to be for you. Now, you got haters and you got people who have wicked, sinister intentions, but if you want to do something, do it. If it's meant for you, do it. Yeah, but I've always heard that. That's why I think people don't spew like success everywhere. But
isn't that kind of like contradictory when you think about it? Because a lot of people say speak things into existence, right?
Yeah.
But then in the same token, you're saying don't talk about it because it could be ruined.
Yeah. So when I think about speaking things into existence,
I'll
it's
be
me looking in the
alone in my
mirror.
house.
Like I'm talking to myself. Like
So more of
nobody
like
else.
a I guess.
manifestation.
Manifestation. Yeah.
Okay.
But I would
I can
say
see that.
more so like, I guess when I'm with y'all, for instance, like if I'm excited about something, if I'm working on something, I have no issue telling y'all. I'm being like, because 9 times out of 10, actually not 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, y'all like pour into me and are like, oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to happen. You're going to do it. And there are certain people I can do that with. There are also a lot of people you can't do it with.
And I was going to say, even on the real talk, on the flip side, if you do have those rare instances where it doesn't come to fruition, you also don't have to worry about us being this ones being like, damn, literally.
See, I feel like that's kind of like a negative haze though over it. For me, I feel like I've never really had people to look up to or people who are doing things that are, that I haven't done before. Things that will make me, I guess, kind of, what's the word? Inspired.
Yeah.
So I feel like the more people talk about things, the more we inspire others. And then eventually the more we get inspired too, because let's say we have something that we want to do and we work on it and we're working towards it. I feel like that motivates us to do more because then people are rooting for you versus you fighting in the dark to start a podcast or to start a clothing brand or to, go for that new job or go back to school. I feel like a lot of times we do things in the dark that we really need support for, but then we want support for things that we should be fighting in the dark at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when it comes to trauma, people like to talk about things that I feel like you should kind of not necessarily keep to yourself, because I don't want to make it seem like, you shouldn't share that, but I feel like it's more promoted to talk about your anxiety, your depression, losing a job, breaking up with somebody. Like, you don't even hear about people with their boyfriends or girlfriends until it's like over. Oh, that dude was an SHIT and I should have never been with him. Wait, who? You never even celebrate. Like, that's why it didn't work, because you didn't celebrate it. In my opinion, obviously not every relationship. I've watched our podcast and I say things as if I mean them like right then and there, but I just feel like everything's subjective, of course. But I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the good things in life at all, only the negative things. And to me, I just find that so disheartening.
For me, I guess, and this could be just a reflection on me sometimes. I've always been big. Like, I get it. Like, you have to go through those hard, like if you're starting a new endeavor or venture, like you're not going to learn how to play the piano well overnight. You're going to have those like rough instances and things like that. At this point in my life, I don't need the general public to be privy to my shortcomings and kind of seeing me like I'm along the way, simply because it's like I'd rather just like put out, boom, look what I've been working on, and it's just like well done, well thought out, well crafted project versus y'all seeing me stumble along the way. And part of that for me personally is just so I don't get discouraged. Sometimes, I struggle with the fact of people being able to see you go up that uphill battle and still just kind of stay tenacious and, stick the drive. So for me, I just sometimes just like to come out there with the receipts already in hand.
So do you think that you judge other people based off of
Yes.
their okay. Okay. That's valid. That's valid. Okay.
I'm just y'all always was I will always be real on this. I am very much on like, damn, 2 months and are they getting any sales yet? Or like, where's the streams? Where's this? Where's that? Because I'm also big on like, babe, read the room. Sometimes it's time to pivot. Like, there's a difference between being dedicated to what you're going towards and being a little bit delulu, a little bit. I feel like sometimes people get
amount.
Yeah, so there's a healthy amount that's like, I believe in myself, and then also like, you're 5'6" and you're trying to be in the NBA. It's like,
so so when it comes to delusion and optimism, where do you find that line between the two? Like, is it a balance or is it just like a straight cut off line? Like, okay, now you're delusional. Because for me, I feel like I'm overly optimistic. I'm super positive when it comes to. I feel like when it comes to a lot of things, and not even just in myself, and like others as well. I just like to, because I feel like a lot of people are just not even negative. They're just like, is doubtful the word that I'm looking for?
Yeah, probably. Apprehensive, fearful.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like for me, I like to, be that thing, that bright light for people and myself, because it's hard to find these days. Again, social media it has like this super dark haze over it. Yeah, everybody's promoting what's good and what they ate and what they're doing and what they bought, but they're not telling you how they got there, how they got it, or what they're doing with it for that matter. And I feel like we need to, in my opinion, I think that it would be nice if people showed more of that versus, like, if you go on YouTube now, if you just log in or just go to the website, it's like, oh, why I quit this or why I quit that or why this didn't work for me. But it's not saying what I did to make it work for me now. They just want you to like watch it to see how they got to where they are. But it's almost like people want to click on that because it's just like a negative read,
Yeah.
It can also be relatable though.
It can be relatable too, because sometimes I'm just like, damn, we all suffering.
Yes.
Great. Glad I'm not the only one out here.
But we're all winning too.
Sometimes, I'll be honest, seeing people's wins, and this may sound like a hater, I swear it's not. It pisses me off sometimes. Sometimes watching somebody just like, oh, okay, this your third vacation? That's great. Great for you, as I continue to like clock in my second job and doing good to make sure that my bills are paid. So like,
get you.
It's not necessarily like I want everybody to succeed and win, but it's a little disheartening when you're clocking in, clocking out, clocking in, clocking out, and then you see on social media someone is frolicking at their dream job and it's like, I was here after like I didn't even go to college and like I left and went to LA with nothing but a pocket and a dream, and that's not everybody's reality.
That's funny because it kind of reminds me of that. Like, I don't know if you ever see it, but like one thing I always notice is like when it's like someone's like in a happy relationship and they're like, oh, my man bought me all these flowers and gave me like $100,000, or like my girl did X, Y, and Z, she did this, and somebody was like, I'm not happy for you because it should have happened to me. And like, I always laugh at that because I'm like, I wonder how many people actually do think like that.
Yeah, I can't relate to that feeling.
Me sometimes.
I'm sure I've been. I'm
not gonna lie.
I'm sure I've.
Especially if you know they terrible behind the scenes. You're like,
That's different though. That's different. That I can relate to for sure. If you know that they're not really winning, but I guess also with that, like, how do you feel about like when it comes to like almost like we talked about in the relationships episode, like trauma dumping, when you meet somebody and you just don't really want to hear all their negative stuff. Are you okay with hearing all their good things, their positive?
I love misery though.
Both. I need to see what you messed up on.
I'm
I also need to see
Yes.
I'm screaming. I've always just been like, I like to build people up. And I like to hear about people wins. I like to celebrate those because I'm like, I feel like Oprah with Lindsay, like, hello, let's celebrate that. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. So
I think dating, I just need to know though.
Yeah, I need to see both sides of the coin, and I like positive, but I also don't like unrealistic. I'm like, okay, bitch, you're always happy. Like,
that might be my issue. I feel like I'm overly, like I said, overly optimistic and positive, especially meeting people.
Well, I do that,
and I feel like they're like, well, damn, can I not lose? Can I not have had trials and tribulations? I'm like, no, you definitely can, but you know, let's build from that. Let's learn from that. Let's do better. Anything is possible. And I feel like I've always been, if he could do it, I can do it. I've always been that guy for people, which I don't really like that because I'm like, no, it took me a long time to get here. Like, it was very hard to do what I do and what I've done in my life. So if I could do it, that don't mean that you can do it. It's been proven that not everybody can do what I do.
Oh, clock it.
You're not me.
Period. But I feel like at the same time, I do want to say, I want to say myself, if I could do this, you could work towards it as well. You may not get to where I got.
You can work toward it.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying, like, anybody can do whatever they want. I feel like we all have this.
That's how I feel.
You're not gonna agree with what I'm about to say right now. I feel like we all have the same opportunities. So I feel like
absolutely not.
I already knew he was.
I do not.
I feel like we can all get the same chances. Is that better?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I feel like we all. I can't even think of a way of saying it. I was just saying, like, we all get the same deck of cards, but like,
we're all here.
It's shuffled differently for everybody. You got like 4 or 5 kings, and I'm doing good with an ace and maybe a jack.
I'm over here with just like 2, 4, no diamonds.
But then play the game better.
And he's Joker. And then I'm gonna say he's playing Uno.
We all on different things. Like, no,
different games.
I feel like I get what you mean though, kind of, because I would say like, sort of like, for instance. Okay, I'm gonna go back home. Youngstown City Schools is horrible, terrible. Like, they were constantly getting like the failing when like they would do like the review, like failing. My sisters, though, went to a school district that was considered failing and was not the greatest, took every opportunity they could. Also, because my mom was the type of parent who was like, no, you gonna do what you're supposed to do. But they did take certain opportunities that they could. They studied, they did that, but I also realized that like even with those, not everybody has like access to that because there are like certain barriers. Because like, for instance, I would say like, I mean, yeah, they were able to do that and that's great. But there are some kids who like they would like to be able to study more and do that, but they are unable to because they probably
have to go to work.
They have to go to work, or they probably are taking care of their siblings and they can't dedicate it to doing that. So like, it's like, though the opportunities is there, is like everybody's access to those opportunities is different, and there's like barriers and walls that you have to go over.
That's a good way to put that. Actually, you just put that in perspective for me. Like that makes sense because I've been fighting all my life for 22 years, so that does make sense.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle
for some people. Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of going back on our earlier analogy because I feel like it's a good one. Is like the game of life we're all being asked to play, but again, you have goldfish, you have Uno, you have chess, and then I have Parcheesi, and then we're all expected to be like, okay, the winner, and it's just like, who wins? Like who has the correct route in that?
That's true. But why does there have to be a winner? Why can't we all, why can't we all just be winners essentially? But why can't the whole team just win? Like, why can't we all?
Individualism.
I feel
No, I think that's very important too. But like, can't individuals all win together still?
I would say
the way that,
yes.
Like, I feel like it's not a track race. It's more of like a.
Well, capitalism isn't set up in a way that I feel that it suits the majority. It's more individualistic. It's kind of like everybody for themselves getting to the top of the pyramid. So I feel like it's very difficult to stay as a unit because the way that, again, that individualism is bred and sown throughout just the way that society is set up currently.
So y'all trying to lead a podcast.
See, because I feel like I'm screaming. But I think you're right, because it's like the way I see it, it's like we should be able to all be able to win together. But again, individualism comes up. Now, what I will say is oftentimes what I see is, and what I even try to do is, if I am winning in sort of like my field or whatever, and I know there's someone else in my field trying to do that same thing, I do my best to uplift them. Yeah, like perfect example. She is constantly creating like opportunities for folks. Again, I'll name another one. I hate this man with a passion, Tyler Perry. I hate him. However, I'm so sorry, Kelly. You should not have done that.
Oh my God.
But the only thing I would give him is that he gives new talent opportunities. I mean, some of them probably should stick to the Tubi movies. Just gonna put that there. But like the
wig budget's nicer.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say people oftentimes I'll see them trying to give folks opportunities and lift them up. So yeah, I think that's sort of like, I guess, how people can say like, oh, we all won. But then I also know there are times where it's like a lot of people feel this way, and sometimes it can be true. Don't hate me, don't shoot the messenger. But it's also like one of those things where it's like not everybody can come up with you.
I'm glad you said it, because I was just gonna say that. Yeah. Like, your elevation sometimes at a different rate than those you've been rocking with for the longest time, and if they're not ready to rise with you.
But also, not always the buts, but at the same time, I feel like there's levels to things, right?
Yeah.
So some of us can be winning on different levels than others. Doesn't mean that there's not still a winner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of like, I guess, my message, that we could all win in some way, and that there can still be like a positive outlook on it in a sense. I just feel like basically if we celebrated each other more and celebrated ourselves more, I feel like we could get a lot further. Rather it's our relationship, rather it's jobs or entrepreneurial things, health, working out, eating better. I feel like if we just talked about things that we wanted to do, I truly believe that everybody could go so much further. Like, just think about this. Like, I wanted to do a podcast for a long time. I hit up all three of you and y'all said, let's do it. Look at us. Like
Beyonce and the girls.
No, that's not what I mean. But like by myself, I was like, dang, I don't know if I can do it. But like, I almost need like, people to do it with. That way we can like almost get further in a sense. And everybody could bring something to the table that I can't bring. So I feel like that kind of builds us up. And then now we're all winning together.
I get that.
And if I would have never mentioned it to you guys and just kind of did it on my own and then had you guys come on, it could have been a whole different thing. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of my thought process on that. But then, again, back to the whole trauma thing, I feel like everybody can relate on trauma stuff. Like, oh, I had this, well, minus me walking in on somebody cheating on me. You guys can't relate to that. But, and everything else, like having a bad relationship, or
I cannot.
Getting cheated on, or getting left, or getting left on red. You say you were cheated on.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Well, yes. But, do I count it as cheating? Yes.
It's only cheating if you care.
Exactly. And I no longer care, so I cannot relate.
Okay. That makes sense.
No.
But like, think about online though. Like, if you post something bad in your story, someone wants to relate to it so bad. Like, oh, I'm here for you. Like, I'm here for you. Like, if you have anything you want to talk about, let me know.
I don't do that because I can't relate to you and I don't really care.
I feel like
I'm not here for you.
I feel like so many times I post stuff and people slide on my DM like, oh, are you okay? Or how are things? Or let me know how you feel. But if I post something that I'm celebrating, but that's nothing.
I think that's that sympathy to potentially giving you fellatio pipeline that they're doing.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Clock it, because that's oftentimes what it is.
I mean, it is true.
I can't relate to that either.
Because that happened to me recently.
Oh.
Yeah, but someone will try to literally help you through grief their way into your bed. That's insane.
Oh, wait, no, it was opposite. So the way it happened was like they were going through it, and like they were like dark. It was dark, and like I shouldn't even be here anymore. And I was like, oh, so me being who I am,
you try to share them up?
Yeah, I was like, hey, are you good? I was like, are you good? Like, it's not worth it. Like, if you ever need to vent, I'm here, because I'm not a person that I do that for people. Like, I'm like, if you need to vent, I got you. And their response to that was, yeah, thank you so much, cutie. Don't be a stranger. Now, how did we get here? How did we get here?
You're not even supposed to be here soon. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm dead.
Don't be
But I was
No,
like,
they are.
I was like,
That was dark. That was dark.
oh, that was awful. That is awful.
That is low.
Wow. But yeah, no, like
Oh
that.
my goodness.
So like, I get what you mean, but I am that person that I will be like, "Are you okay?" Like, cause like, what? But I'm also that person that when my friends post their wins, like somebody just recently posted like their wins, and I was like, "Shout out to you! Like, I'm proud of you. I know you've been trying to get this job, so I'm happy for you." And just before that, I had to be like, "Hey, is everything okay? Like, you know, if you need the vent, so yeah, I get that."
I'll just say sending love if I know you.
Yes.
We have a closer connection. Other than that,
He's good for a hug emoji.
Hey,
You know.
he is. He is. That's funny.
sending all my love, my love.
Literally. But other than
How do you
that,
guys feel about because it was trending for a little while of people communicating whether or not they what was that? Where they were communicating them not having the emotional bandwidth. Sometimes like, okay, let's say
I love that.
I think that's a cop out.
I don't think it's.
I don't think it's a comment because there's
real.
genuinely sometimes where it's like, I am so sorry that so and so is happening to you. You just lost your home today. I get that, but I have 4 assignments, and I ain't even fed my dog today. Like there's a lot some days, and I can only bear so much. And I am so sad. I'm so sorry. Your misery is coinciding with my misery. We can't both be sad. And I don't believe in bringing things to people. I'm not a venter real bad. Like I'm more of a like, okay, if you can't help me with the situation, what's the point of me discussing this with you? Now we just 2 sad bitches. You because you feeling for me, I'm feeling for you. I'm still going through what I'm going through.
I mean, yeah.
True.
But it's out in the atmosphere, I guess.
I feel like I hear you. I feel like you're picking you over them, which that's completely fine.
I am.
You need to be selfish, but I still feel like you have the emotional whatever you said it was. You
I
just don't
don't.
want to use it.
I can't
You
pour into
don't.
others if my cup's not running over. If I know I'm already not filled and then you need more out of me, well, now I'm just getting sucked dry. And not being funny, bitch, you're sad too. You can't help me.
Some people have the gift though.
Some people do. Some people are just
I can handle it. I have the bandwidth. I can handle it. Some people like
I feel like it's
some people have the
too.
gift. Therapeutic to what?
Like in sense of like I'm going through it and somebody else is, and I'm able to help you. That kind of uplifts me too and makes me feel a little bit better.
Real sad
So
bitch hours.
For
No,
me,
I mean,
for
it
me.
is, but I
Some
feel
people-
like-
some people are different though.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
No,
yeah.
I get that. I feel like having the emotional bandwidth is real because I don't think people necessarily understand what it's like when you are like completely burned out. And when you're completely burned out, not just physically, but mentally as well. And it's like, I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z, and now you are coming to me. Because I have friends that, like, you know, I feel like to think a lot of my friends come to me with their problems. I think they do. And I'm always there to, like, uplift them, and I got them. But there are some times when, like, I'm like, hey, like, and I'm actually bad at it because most times I'll just let them do it. And then I'm just like, I feel even worse now.
Yeah.
But sometimes I am like, hey, like, I cannot deal with this right now. Do you want to call me in 2 days and then we can discuss it? And I would be like, I am here for you, sending you love, but right now I can't talk. Like, just give me a day so I can get myself together and then I can be there for you.
And I feel like your real people will get that. Like, they'll understand that, like, okay, I need you to be here for me the way that I need you to be here for me. And if you can't do that right now, what am I going to be mad about? You're not there when I need you. I'm not here for myself.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Because I got to make you laugh. And if I'm, like, not at the point where I can make a nice little joke where we can both cackle or something, then, like, we both in trouble. Because now it's like, he can't even laugh at something.
yeah.
I have another thing. So, what do you guys think about how a lot of times in the media and even like in communities, like a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're not feeling very well. Go talk to this person, or here's this number for, let's say, the unalive line, or let's say the trauma line, or, you know, the
You talking about like people seeking help when they're in those moments?
like when they're talking to you and you're like, oh, well, here's this number. Like, do you think that that's dismissive? And then you also, wait, another thing. Do you also think that, this is what I think I should say. I believe that people should promote things like that before it gets to that point. Like, let's say I'm feeling very good. Okay, let's talk about that. Like, you know, there's a line to talk about why you're feeling good or how to stay feeling good versus, oh, call this number only when you're feeling bad. Because it's like, well, then what about when I'm feeling good again? Like, what do I do? Because people don't know how to be happy these days. Everyone's so used to feeling sad and being I hate that word, but depressed. It's like, what is depression? But a lot of people have it and they feel it, and they don't know what to do. I have really bad anxiety. I had a really bad panic attack 2 days ago, and that kind of just made this topic to me even more important. I was going with some friends, and I was getting in their car, and I was in the back seat, and I have an issue where I can't be. I guess you would call it like
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm able to open up the door whenever I want to and jump on the highway if I needed to. But at the same time, it's like, no, I don't want to do that. So I'm in the back seat thinking that I'm by myself. And they're like, oh, we're picking up 2 more people. And I literally started sweating. Like, I just went to straight panic. I was like, oh, no, you guys take me back to my car. I can't do this. I'm so sorry. And they didn't know how to react. So I felt like they were kind of like
That's real.
judging me. But it's not their fault, obviously. And
Did you communicate what was going on?
I did. And the driver knew knows how I am, because they wanted me to go to New York one time. And I was like, I can't do that because I cannot be in the back seat. So unless I'm in the front seat, I literally can't do it. I can't do back seats. The weirdest thing ever.
I love the back
I
seat.
literally get like sick. Even in planes, I have to be in the aisle. Or otherwise, like I literally get off the plane. Like if somebody sits in your seat and they don't want to get up type thing. Especially if you drive Southwest. Like I can't do it. But yeah, so I guess my question is.
Shout out to Southwest.
Literally.
No,
Oh, I'm
they're
sorry.
awful.
I love Southwest.
I always get stuck in Chicago. Always.
I don't ever go that way. But so I guess my question was, what do you guys think about that? How they're always promoting, I guess, help lines when you're going through your disaster moment, but not really promoting it just kind of throughout
Just
everyday
like
life.
consistent well-being.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a really good point. I feel like there probably should be some more emphasis on maintaining. It's like there's not as much emphasis on the exercise portion as there is the weight loss or like gastric bypass or lipo or BBLs. Like there's a lot more remedy than there is maintenance. And I feel like that's part of like your mental health as well. Like you should be going to therapy even when you're in a good space. Like, I hesitate to quote the Bible often or any of the Christians, but they say like pray even when things are going well. Like that same premise of just like you should always be utilizing and cultivating those skills of self-work to maintain that, because
I believe that. I'm the first to say, keep me here. Like I feel good. Let me stay here. Like, let's keep this mental, this physical, this spiritual. Like, I'm good right now. Don't let me fall off.
No, that's real.
That's literally how I feel sometimes. Versus saying, "Ooh, let me get better," or "Ooh, something's bad gonna happen." Because people do that too. Something's bad gonna happen. It's been too good.
Oh yeah.
I'm absolutely like that.
That is me.
Y'all, that is
Way
so
down the shoe to
toxic.
It's not. It's real.
Especially when it's a
That's not
pattern.
real.
I was talking to one of my friends, Trent, and literally from the month of October till early December. What's so?
Nothing.
And during that period, something always happens. I have lost cars. I have lost jobs. I have lost family members. Like every time during that season. So it's like not that I'm necessarily.
Are you waiting for that to happen though?
At this point, like this is now 4th year in a row. Yeah, it's tradition.
See, that's not good. That's like reverse manifestation though.
I mean,
it's not good, but it's real.
I said I try to manifest better days. Like, nope, this will be the year it changes. And then what happened this year? I lost Marriott when October 10th.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like there's almost like people talking about like how, what's it called, the fall winter blue. What is it?
Seasonal depression.
Yes.
That's
That's
legit.
real. That's like scientifically proven.
Yes,
There's no
but,
sun.
but when you guys think about science, though, science is just
It's
tests
not
that have been run,
subjective.
not on everybody and everything. And also, I feel like it's also environmental. No,
No.
No.
you don't think
Well,
it is? It
like
is. It has to
seasonal
be.
depression.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
related to the lack of sun because less vitamin D, you're just naturally not.
So couldn't you just easily go and get more vitamin D somewhere if that was the
But
case?
it's not the
A
same.
lot of people don't even
that
take
goes back.
vitamins.
That goes back to the
So-
resources of like you're saying, go and get vitamin D. Like not everybody can go and take a vacay.
If you can go to your plug or
Now,
to
why
the
you looking
bar,
at me? Now, why am I in
that's
it?
No, I didn't
vitamin
look at you.
W.
No, why am I in it?
but I'm just saying, like,
taking my
if you could do
vitamin.
all these things, I feel like you could find that vitamin D. If you could find the D, you could find the vitamin D. Let's say that.
Amen.
Oh, y'all speechless.
Well, you know, I'm
let's see.
celibate.
No,
so-
I'm just. It's,
Well, let's see if
you. Mm,
Well, maybe the D will have vitamin D
I'm
at their
dead.
place. Who
I'm
knows?
well,
sick.
that's why some people turn to different things
Things, yeah.
during that season
And sometimes vitamin D is drugs.
or food. For me,
Or love.
It's actually, I'm gonna tell you what vitamin D actually is. Vitamin D is when you are in your bed, surrounded by your favorite snacks, and you find a show on Netflix that has
That's
like 15
obesity.
seasons.
Quit playing.
No, you have 15 seasons and your favorite snacks, and you can binge that. Yep. I'ma always promote it. Listen, that always makes me happy.
I am a firm believer. Like one thing that I always agree with the key on is like with being home, like rent is expensive. And you deserve to get every penny's worth.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in that house.
He sure
And I'm gonna love it. But I will say I do get what you mean though. I think also I do think that personally that it's a bit more important to sort of have those hotlines there, because I feel like they have those hotlines there. Like I would say I watch TV shows, and when they show something very traumatic or whatever, they'll put that hotline like, hey, if you know somebody that's going through this, boom.
I just thought of something.
But like but I will say
but what about preventative though?
But I think the thing is there's preventative
tagline. Sorry.
You would be horrible.
The unalive hotline.
Maybe you should do it.
The unalive. Say unalive. Dan, can we get that again? Take that out, please.
Not the unalive hotline.
That's what we have to say for YouTube. Otherwise, we get in trouble.
You said the same thing about cursing, and we'll be doing that like sailors.
No, so I did my research. You can actually curse. You just can't say that S word. Trust me. You guys can Google it. Look it up. We have to say unalive. But anyway, I felt like it wouldn't come down to those hotlines if people never needed it. Because when you get to that point, it's too late.
It's not too late.
Preventative stuff, while in theory it is meant to be preventative, is not really preventative. That's why you have to have those hotlines, because people...
True preventative would be the thing of keeping people from getting to that point. Like, give people a reasonable cost of living, and maybe they wouldn't want to unalive themselves.
Well, then what about, I don't know, because what about preventative, like, sex measures, like condoms or PrEP doxy? People still don't do that. People still don't do that. I don't use any of it. I don't be out in those streets like some of y'all.
Y'all be careful out here.
Y'all have to. Y'all better.
But I feel like preventative, so here's the...
But wait, hold on, I didn't finish my point. What I was going to say...
Huh? Well, what is it?
What I was going to say was, if you don't have those things in line, people can still... Like, you can have them in line is what I'm saying. But people can still get HIVs. They can still get herpes. They can still get all this stuff, even though you have that. So if you're not actually promoting it and having it out there, then how is it going to ever work? But so that goes to what you were saying, though. In theory, it should work. No, it can work, and I feel like it will if we actually do the job.
But I think the thing is, people do promote those things. I think people promote it. Now, I will say oftentimes, like, I don't know about y'all, but at my high school, we actually did, like, we got an actual health class, luckily, that actually talked about like sort of like sexual health, but also your mental health and depression and things like that. And we like, but I feel like, and not everybody has access to those things. And when they do try to promote those things, well, the funding is cut, so they can't promote it like they need to.
Schools should do better. Because like with my
it's
school,
not the school, it's the government.
And it's also parenting too, because a lot of our older generation, they don't view therapy and mental health workers, and they almost look at that as a weakness. Like, damn, you didn't finally snapped. But
I mean, like in terms of like the schools, like the sexual ed things, like at my school, if you were bad or if you didn't show up for class, you couldn't go to that class. Like, what sense does that make? If I'm skipping school, don't you think that I should be in that class? Like, they would literally send you to the auditorium and you can't attend that class. But I feel like those are the kids that kind of need to be educated on that stuff.
You was an ISS.
What does that mean?
Or EIS.
In school suspension.
No, I never was. I got to go to it, but I mean, like my friends and things, like they would literally not be able to attend that class if they didn't have like perfect attendance and things. Or like the bad kids don't get, I guess, talked to about stuff like that either. I don't know.
The teacher's scared getting hit.
Screaming. These kids are fighting nowadays.
You said not back then.
Not back then.
Oh.
Now, yes, but I don't think back then we were that crazed. Well, not in my school.
I was
like your school, but in my school.
Me personally,
I've seen a few teachers get beat up in my day.
I told a teacher that I would swing on them. I did not. Yeah, don't try me because like
I just called my mom.
And the reason why I did that though is because I'm the type of person, and I feel like teachers and bosses and folks do this. Somebody will be giving them hell 24/7, and they don't say nothing to that person. But the one time that I whisper, "Hey, can I borrow a pencil for something?" You want to show out on me because you think you about to embarrass me. Now you're embarrassed.
Won't do it.
You're embarrassed, and not only are you embarrassed, now you also have to deal with my mother. Although I also had to deal with my mother, so that was also very scary for me.
And I think we take for granted that a lot of parents don't necessarily have the same values for education.
They definitely don't.
That we instill, like we expect that like parents would be upset, like your kid's disrupting the class. That was a tail kicking in my home.
Same.
Other people would just kind of be like, well, I mean, you're not occupying them, or like maybe your class
Which
is boring.
So
when you see the girls like every time I see a video of like a girl or a guy on the phone with their parents, like, Mom, I'm about to get suspended because I just hit this person, da, 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 da. And I'm like, y'all not scared because like a phone call home to my mom, like I was like, can I actually stay the night here?
Doing working hours? Like, no.
yeah.
But I will say one thing I have noticed, I think that we do as like a collective.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
But I feel like one of the things
5-year-olds.
that we all do as a collective, I'm not gonna say we all because I try not to.
You
do this too
people.
much. And I don't see you guys doing it often, but
Let's
I feel
hear
like a lot of people do overshare a lot on social media in terms
Oh, baby,
of.
I will.
But people, I feel like that goes to the thing. It's like I would see people overshare about like, boom, 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 like just going through it all, and like sort of like what you said, B. But then be like, oh yeah, I got this new job. And that's it. That's all you hear about the job. You don't like, oh, what they ain't excited. Now they done went through X, Y, and Z. They done gave you a dissertation. They gave you your thesis, everything about what's going on in their life. But then like won't even say like, oh hey guys, today I got a raise or something like that.
Right.
So yeah.
Kind of like you did that the other day, low key.
Oh, now he put you on.
Dude.
That is wild.
Go ahead.
Well, no, you
Go ahead, do
you were
your
kind
shit,
of.
girl.
I think you were kind of talking about. It could have. I'm getting things blurred. It could have been either the podcast or on your social media, but you were kind of saying how you like. Oh no, yeah, you posted your certificate that you just got the other day.
Yeah.
But you did it on your close friends, I think, not like public.
Because I don't like a lot of people to know where I work at.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I think that's also another reason why people don't sort of share like where they like what
I don't
industry
think
they're
about
in.
stuff like that because I'm always in the public.
People are
See,
insane. I'm
people
sorry.
are
Like if you
insane.
run into a few nuts, it will literally change your viewpoint. Like I'm half the reason why a lot of y'all, like I go by Zai. A lot of people don't know my first name. Y'all do, but a lot of people don't know my first name.
People don't know
That was
mine
another
either.
reason why I didn't name my real name's on that one. I don't like that. Just folk are strange.
And they are like
strange.
all they need is your name for real. If some like get a Twitter stand mad as a former Twitter stand, get one of us mad, and you say something. You say something I don't like about one of my faves.
And especially if your name's unique too, and you do a
Yeah.
Google search on you, you're
It's
done.
quick. I done found your LinkedIn profile. Boom. Now I know where you work at. Boom. Now I'm sending tweets. Hey, you have an employee that's saying these things.
Well, I know
And
I
do
have
they do
pop
that?
ups, so I understand the crazy.
Yeah. So I think that's why a lot of people also like, you're not gonna know where I work at.
I couldn't help it at the time.
I just think it's because I've had people like DM me or stuff like that, like more so on the vulnerable tip or transparency, how you take journeys or how you deal with stuff after you're fired or on your healing journey or after a breakup or just seeing what somebody else does can kind of inspire, help, or be more relatable because people was like, oh, how you do this or da 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 da. I like just seeing the journey that you've been on, da, 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 stuff like that. So sometimes the good and the bad need to be spewed
That's real.
equally.
Do you
in
think,
my opinion?
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be, if you allow me to be so, real for this moment. Do you feel that sometimes people look to you in that way because they're almost like, if it can happen to him, oh, I guess I'm not immune because someone of your caliber or standard is those same things are happening to?
Yeah.
Wait, is that a bad thing?
That's not a bad thing. It's more so of an observation of the fact where it's like okay,
awareness, yeah.
and let's just let's keep it real. The ugly person get dubbed. A lot of folks just be like, okay, well that makes sense. But
I
if
thought
you
you were the ugly person for a second.
Never.
to somebody, you never know.
To somebody.
But like when we see people that are conventionally attractive or conventionally meet beauty standards, and it happens to them, it's almost just like, oh, maybe we're not immune. Maybe we're like,
That's not good though. Like the whole
It's
thing
not.
with like Beyonce.
Oh, it's toxic, yeah.
If
It's
Beyonce
toxic.
gets cheated on, then I can get cheated on. Like no, just because She got her own issues.
It's realistic.
It's realistic.
It's realistic, but that doesn't mean it's okay. That doesn't mean you should stay just because she's staying.
Oh,
no, nobody
no.
says that. No,
It's just saying like,
no.
okay,
But when
it
there's $1
could be
billion in
possible.
the elevator, I'd be there too.
I honestly would.
Me
All right.
personally, I'm leaving.
Let's jump into our hot topics.
Hot topics. Okay.
The one did you guys not read that?
No,
Speaking
I
of
read
hot
that.
topics, shout out to Wendy.
Shout out
to my
Wendy,
girl.
we
She's
love
on it.
you.
She's on it. She's
Well, we
won.
know.
How do you guys feel about that?
I
love her.
I know I love her too, but I just mean like the situation, the show.
It's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. It's very sad.
Icon. She's an icon.
She's an icon. I feel as though, how do I say this respectfully? I feel as though some things are I'm sorry. Now I'm thinking of what's her name from Don't Call Me White Girl? I'm thinking of
Mona.
her.
That's literally what I was saying.
But I feel as though some things are too much. I feel like sometimes things are it's like that's oversharing, and I feel as though like personally, if she was in her right mind,
She would not want
She
that.
would not want that.
100%.
Now, granted, I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about she did this and she talked about that. One thing about Whitney always kept it real, and like she was on her show, she was like, I would ask you not to discuss my marriage, but I do it. So I mean, hey, I guess y'all got to.
That's real.
Yeah.
And she's always been the first to talk about her actual issues. But
Literally.
I don't think
that's valid. Yeah.
But I don't think she would have gone to this extent of like that.
Wendy
clip,
would never have been seen on scene without the wig.
that
and she
part
would
was
never have.
nuts.
I also don't think. I mean, I know she said they've gotten closer, this and that. But I personally don't believe she would have been having that moment with Black China on camera. She would have been like, hell no.
Or
yeah.
do you think that it could just be her trying to be more, I guess, again, back to relatable and trying to show, her true colors?
Dementia.
She
Like,
almost said she don't know her true
disease.
colors. She has dementia.
She's
I
not in her
understand
right
that.
mind to be relatable.
And I'm not saying that she doesn't, but like, what if?
That's a big what if.
It is a big what if, but I mean, it happens.
That'd be a very creative marketing spin.
It happens. Have you heard of the Ace family?
Who?
Ace family?
Yes, I've heard of that monstrosity.
Things happen.
I ain't never heard of them. So
Ain't that the one that had a movie with the DDG in them?
yeah.
But that was a whole fake thing, and then he was living in his bus, but he really wasn't. But anyway,
They broke.
but at the same time, they have $8 million. So, like, what is the truth these days? It's like we will never know.
Someone said that though about Wendy saying like you said, how how much of a scar you have to leave on somebody to where they can remember you're broke even through dementia.
Literally.
He
He doesn't have any money.
I was
She's
like,
in the early
wow.
stages though, so she can kind of tap.
I
into
don't
that
think
vibe.
that's early. That's pretty progressed.
Nah, it's not
I
progressed.
don't think it's progressed, but I will say I do think I feel like everything hit her super fast at once, and I was like,
I don't think it
whoa.
was. I think it's been years.
Well, yeah.
She's been
She's
affected for
been
years.
going through it for years.
Well, yeah, but I feel like everything. It seemed like almost everything hit at once. Like I feel like the first thing was when she fainted on TV.
That's what I'm saying. When she passed out, like that was.
I still think my girl just got a little hot.
I don't know.
One thing I will say will always crack me up, and this is when I knew something wasn't right because Wendy was good for farting on TV. Bro. Like she was
Farting,
good.
burping.
And then she couldn't even pause. That's why I was like, she was so real because she couldn't even be like, y'all know it wasn't that. She was just like, moving on. Let's go to the next topic.
I just have always loved her.
Same.
Everybody
She's
talk
hilarious.
shit.
I love a messy girl.
She just got
sometimes.
paid for
Very
it
messy. Very messy.
And she gave no cares about what she said.
until Toto was
Beyonce,
downstairs.
you have everything that Kim had. What?
And
The
I
baby,
think-
the husband,
You
the
used to
beauty.
stand behind.
What about-
you were so big?
What about Mila LaCup?
Who?
Mila
that?
LaCup, the
Mia
movie.
Culpa?
That's what I said.
You said Mia LaCup.
Mia LaCup.
That movie was trash. It was
haven't
horrible.
It was so bad.
Oh, I didn't watch it. Was it?
Oh my
It's
god.
awful.
Kelly's beautiful.
She's gorgeous, girl.
What's with the girls of Destiny's not being able to act?
No. Because Kelly
Wait,
did her
I
big
love
one in Freddie
Beyonce
Jones.
acting.
That's very.
In what?
In what?
Dream Girl.
No.
Etta
Cadillac
James,
Records.
Cadillac
Records
Records.
is her only good film,
Can
in
I
my
get a bottle of
opinion.
gin?
I think
The one where she threw the girl over the balcony.
Obsessed
Obsessed is horrible. It's so
That's-
bad.
No, the
That's a-
MTV
that is
opera.
terrible.
That was my
The
favorite.
hip opera? That was also
You and these
awful.
movie names are taking me down.
You mean Carmen the hip
That's
opera?
what I said. It's Spanish. You just.
It was. That was not Spanish.
We'll have subtitles.
But I will say Kelly is a great actress, and let me tell you where.
I have not seen her in
Let me tell you
anything
where.
good.
Freddie versus Jason. That's her problem. Kelly, you
She
are
can only
actually
act when she says a slur.
Kelly, you are meant to be a scream queen. You're meant to be like in horror movies.
So is
You're not supposed to do
Brandy.
nothing
So
serious.
is Brandy.
No, I actually hated her in that
Don't do
movie.
too
I kind of
much.
wanted her to die quickly.
No, I loved her.
I said,
her
hurry up.
Moesha to me is cringy because she's being herself. Her in horror movies, I'm like, yes,
She
I
was
love
awful.
it. She was acting.
She
She
was-
was
she
giving
was not
face. She was
acting.
giving
She wasn't.
body. She was giving skin.
She was
Now,
giving
Brandy ain't
annoyance.
never gave body.
Like, let's
Brandy
keep it
gave
very real.
body. She used to give body. Brandy, she had the top, the bottom. She had it all.
She
the
doesn't
stomach.
have the sex appeal to give body, but
When she put on a good wig, she does. I think. Wait, no, that wasn't shade. That what about us?
The
video
body starting at the
and
hairline
Full
should
Moon-
not.
Full Moon, she was giving.
She had a necklace
was.
around her hair.
she was.
She had a what?
A necklace around her hair in the damn cover. She has literally goes around her hair.
Oh, I mean the music video though.
Oh.
That was a.
He's not tapped into Brandy like that.
Brandy's not a good
I'm very
actress.
tapped in. I tapped
Her
out.
videos.
Brandy is also not a good actress, and I wish I would stop acting like she is.
No, yeah.
She's also Brandy. Is
Moesha-
not,
not.
I said that.
Moesha wasn't it, but
Or
her.
Mary J. Blige.
Thank you, Countess Vaughn.
I don't know who that even is.
Mary,
Mary J. Blige.
No, sorry, that's not what I meant. I don't know
Oh.
what she was in. Is what I meant to say.
Anything
What's that
she's
one
in
show?
is just not good.
The
Raising Cane.
them people like.
Oh, the
Oh,
power
Chick
people.
Kong.
The power
Or Raising-
people. It's like the power
There it
people.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
just
love
so
that.
The
violent.
book of
Speaking of
Power
Mary
of
J,
Pain.
moving on. What do we think about Tinashe? Her new project.
We don't.
I don't
Oh,
know
I
about
will.
her.
I will be supporting.
Somebody
What
got
do I
to.
think
No,
of
her.
her?
Did you guys see her?
I
new,
don't
think of her.
I
Yes,
don't
I
think
saw her new
I
business
loved
endeavor.
it.
They're acting as though my girl doesn't have
No.
multiple income streams.
She don't.
Tinashe.
I've
Her
never
new
tapped into
video
her.
that she released. You have to watch her newest video.
I'm not going to.
Here's the thing. I tried to get into Tinashe multiple times. I have. Only thing she has a couple songs I
They're not
like, but
tapped
there
into
is
Tinashe
something
like that.
you want to know what
It's a
Tinashe
couple
reminds me
songs.
of. You want to know what she reminds me of?
Hopefully it's not
Maya.
more money.
Yeah, no, she could never because Normani has surpassed her sadly. But the
Where?
little, the
With
little,
what?
Well,
Name one project that her surpassed.
I about to say like
Wild
Tinashe
Side.
has multiple albums.
Yes.
and crazy
listens
how
to her?
none of them has sold as much as Normani singles. That is crazy. Anyway,
Normani
moving
is on
like
a
us,
huge label.
Stream Dilemma.
the same label Tinashe was on, and she's done much better than Tinashe on that label.
Tinashe's
but again,
independent.
moving on.
No, you can't. No, you gotta
I'm
speak the
moving-
full fact. Tinashe was a solo artist just about all of her career.
Congratulations, happy birthday. She was also in
Homegirl-
the girl group that didn't pop. Why? Because she can't pop.
Homegirl was on one of the biggest girl groups since Destiny's Child. So that's you can't really.
Not since actually
Was it?
yes.
I thought that was a
It
proven
was so
fact.
many people.
That's kind of a fact.
Tinashe?
No, that one
Fifth
girl.
Harmony.
Fifth Harmony?
Yes.
Well, yeah, they had the hits since
That-
Destiny's Child.
that was a
but
mess.
Again, moving on. Tinashe
like
music
them.
reminds me of the white girl that used to be on Ellen, Sophia,
All right.
who used to rap super bass. Did y'all ever hear her music?
She
It's
sounds.
like,
They sound
Megan
exactly
Trainor?
alike.
Not-
I don't know who you were
She's not even an artist. Why are you bringing her up?
Cream of wheat.
Megan Trainor.
No, the girl
Shaka
you're talking
Khan.
about.
Who?
No, okay, Sophia. It was Sophia
It
and
was
Rosie.
two little girls, Sophia and Grace. Me
used-
and my girls.
Yeah, that is Tinashe.
That
is Tinashe. And
That's honestly
why
a
I
scrap
can't get-
Tinashe track. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Literally. Now I will say the K-pop girls really do tap into Tinashe's bag
They
because
do.
that one
And sometimes
girl.
I tap into it.
But
deeper.
Tinashe, if you're gonna talk about Tinashe, you gotta talk about what she does. She is an artist. She's a producer.
She's also She also was an
She's
actress.
a writer. She's a hell of an actress.
I wouldn't go that far.
Actress?
All she was in was
Yes.
2.5 Men. Calm down.
No,
No,
she's
what?
had
No.
other projects.
She does a lot of voice acting,
She was
too.
doing commercials. She's done so much stuff. She was on Broadway. Did you just say that?
Broadway
She's
voice
done
acting. I did not say that.
literally-
Keke
Yeah.
Palmer was on Broadway.
I still don't know who that
Nene
is.
Leakes. Nene Leakes
And
is
now
on
Palmer,
Broadway.
and now Keke Palmer's selling HelloFresh.
What is
Stay
Tinashe?
and keep a
Ready-made
bag,
meals.
Keke Palmer.
What is Tinashe selling? Because it ain't the music.
Marijuana.
She's selling albums. Tell me. I mean, listen. She is.
I don't listen to the lady. I don't even know really what she looked like. So
I don't listen to Keke Palmer either.
Speaking of Keke Palmer,
I
we're
know
moving
you don't
on.
like Keke Palmer.
Nene Leakes was
I
also
like
on Broadway.
Keke Palmer. I don't like her music. Although Lauren Goes, that was a good EP. You did your big one with that.
Said, "Now
Spring is
that-
in 22 days. You guys have any spring plans?
I do.
Spring break plans, I'm sorry.
I do. I'm gonna sleep.
Spring break.
I don't get a spring break.
We're adults.
Child,
Word
listen.
up. I think
People
we
take
should.
trips. Y'all going to Magic Mountain or wherever y'all said.
You going to
Washington?
DC?
That's what I said.
DC is not Magic Mountain.
I think he thinking Magic City.
What is that?
Ain't that the strip club?
Yeah, we can go there.
That's in DC.
No, it's in
Somewhere.
Atlanta, I think.
I'm not going. I don't want to go to a trip in Atlanta. I'm just gonna keep it a bug.
I don't know.
It just gives very much like now that's TV, and I don't need that.
time. It's a cute time.
It's giving very much now that's
Let's
TV.
reach out to Zeus.
What would we
I don't
do?
want to
We
do
won't
that.
get
on
paid.
it.
We won't get paid.
I'm not fighting over a twin
$500.
bed. I'm not fighting over a twin bed.
A twin
I'm
XL
sorry.
at that.
Like no. Mm-mm.
I'm not fighting for less than 20,000.
I'm not fighting for that. I have an image to maintain.
I'll fight for 20 G's.
No.
For 20 G's?
Mm-hmm.
I would,
Yeah.
I would tussle.
Nothing less,
I
though.
fought for less.
I have an image to maintain now, so like, if I fight you on reality TV where everybody can see, now one, I have to make sure I win that fight because I can't be
I
known
ain't never
as
lost a fight.
same
I'm
here, but
confident.
I can't do that. But also, I'm like, ooh, what about the brand deals and stuff or my job, the things
That is
like
true. That
I'm
is
like,
true.
oh, I don't.
Be a lady, please.
I mean, I wouldn't fight unless they like, hey, let me give you 20 G's to fight.
So they gotta put a battery in your pack. They put a battery on you, and you think you'll go fight.
For 20 G's?
I would fight if they said
Actually, now
no
that you
holds
say that,
barred or something.
Oh, yeah, like I could go in and crack this lady with a
Hey,
brick.
wrench, bop. We
Again,
done.
again,
It's over.
I'm not fighting person. Like, if in order to get me to fight on a reality TV, like that person has to have taken me there to like the point of no return. Where
It
I'm
takes
like,
me
I
nothing.
got
I'm
to.
an
I need to
Aries.
see them like physically spit on my mother, like in front of me, for it to get to that point. For me to just want to tussle at this point.
It's disrespect. For 20, I'm saying for 20 G's, it's just disrespect me. Call me my real name. For 20 G's. No, for 20 G's.
Like, huh? What? Why did you say it? I will say though, I am happy for the Tinashe fans. I will give her one thing. She releases an album every year. I will give her that.
We're not hungry.
And and that's probably part of the problem. There's too much supply for there to be a
See,
demand.
Wait, who
you're
released
so
an album every
malnourished
year?
that you're not talking
Tinashe.
right. You're a little
There's
dizzy.
only
Am I?
there's only 3 or 4 albums. She had a few EPs, but not like full albums.
EP, album, mixtape.
It's music.
Let's not do that
It's
because look at
music.
Summer Walker. She's had
I will.
But her music hits, so there's a difference.
And I love my girl Tinashe, but I ain't even gonna set her up like that.
Like,
Summer
that is
Walker
crazy.
is one of the best
Wait.
legato singers.
Now he want to get
Like-
technical. Like he couldn't just say vocal.
she's
Tessatura.
cute, but
a contralto.
she
A
has her.
contralto?
I feel like she's seasonal. She has her moments.
Who?
Who?
Summer Walker.
I'm talking about vocals. I don't.
That is
I don't listen to all her
funny.
music.
Vocals aren't really
Vocals.
hitting it for me. I'm sorry.
But he's staying Tinashe. You see, this is what we be
No,
talking
I
about.
like Tinashe as like an artist, but vocally, I
And
could
then he
do
be talking
without.
about Jesse Reyes, like this, and then y'all.
Oh, you hello.
Jesse
Like-
Reyes is a singer. I don't care what nobody says.
Exactly,
She can take me to
that's-
church. She can
she's
take me
a-
to choir. She can take me to the opera. She can take me everywhere.
Well, technically, I'm a singer too. We can all be singers. Vocalist is another category, and Jesse Reyes is not in that.
she is.
Oh,
I don't think Normani is, to be honest.
well,
She can
Normani.
be in a school choir.
She can also hit a whistle note. Can Jesse Reyes do that?
She does.
She doesn't. She screeches.
No, she hits- she
screeches.
whistles.
She screams.
I'm more of
Is
Olivia
there a
Rodriguez.
Rodrigo, you mean? Me and my friends have an inside joke. I call her Olivia Rodwave. I just think it's easier. That's
Rodwave.
because I kept seeing her and Rodwave name, and I was like talking to my friend. I was like, Olivia Rodwave. I mean, Rodrigo.
You know, honestly, even though she might have called us a coon to our face, I really do enjoy Sabrina Claudio.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
What?
Only
you never
song
heard Unravel Me?
Only song I know from Olivia Rodriguez is
Rodrigo.
Teenage Dream.
That's Katy Perry.
I thought that was Taylor.
I thought it was Katy Perry. You make me feel like I'm living.
That's Olivia.
That
That
is
is not Olivia.
Katy Perry.
Oh, shit.
That's Teenage Dream they're singing, though.
That's what he said.
Is it? I just
Where
be
are
here
you
That's
at?
Katy Perry.
Oh.
That was Katy Perry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
when it comes to vocals, I mean,
guys, we have come to the end of another episode.
Sabrina Carpenter is better than Sabrina.
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Although she needs to hang up that little gimmick. I really hate that.
I
they
don't know,
chose
but
them in the song.
nonsense is featherhead. I'm sorry.
She's a good singer. She's a good.
I think people get
videos,
singer and vocalist mixed up.
Oh,
Here we go.
yeah.
Hello.
I feel like
People
people
can sing in a
people
choir.
have
You have
fun.
choir
A
voices. Then you have
vocalist-
people who can lead songs.
But if you can't
live.
sing a whole song and sound good, to me, you're not a vocalist. I'm sorry.
Well,
that's exactly what I meant.
And that's
Summer
Tinashe.
Walker.
That is a lie.
You can put Clear on,
Hey,
Great.
hold on now.
Summer Walker.
is a
SZA.
vocalist.
Who else?
She's not a vocalist.
Let me keep naming people. Normani.
Better than Tinashe.
But
Better than
Tinashe doesn't
Tinashe.
have like the things hooked up to where she's trying to
Jennifer
sound better
Lopez.
than she is.
Who-
Jennifer Lopez
Is not a vocalist.
What?
No, I thought he was saying she isn't.
Oh,
I know she isn't.
I was
Yeah.
about to say like
Even Ashanti.
Has never been a.
we,
Oh, never.
we all know that. Yeah.
You know who
Never.
is though? Christina Milian.
Not her either.
No, not her either.
I did
Not
like
her
say
either.
I.
I like dip it.
Dip it low,
Little Mo.
Vocalist.
She's a vocalist. She be singing. She be screaming her ass off.
Selena Gomez.
Absolutely not.
Why would that
I was
even
testing
be?
y'all.
Absolutely not. But you want to know who is actually? You want to know who is? And
Tiana
if
Taylor?
we gonna go her, but if we go into that like whole whisper thing with Selena, I would say
Jhené
actually
Aiko.
no.
Oh, I can't.
I was gonna
Love
say
you.
Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish.
She's a
knows what
vocalist.
she's doing.
That's what
She's a
Whisper.
vocalist.
Whisper.
knows-
Yeah,
Whisper
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
a
She's the
vocalist.
But Janae did do a few Aaliyah songs, and I think she did better than
And
Aaliyah.
she did nothing.
She didn't. You see, y'all always do that. Y'all
No,
always
you
wanna
know
play
I
on
love me
Aaliyah
some
name.
Aaliyah.
They be trying to play on Aaliyah name, and I just be like, every time y'all try it, like y'all
I blacked my eye to Aaliyah the day she died.
Y'all try. Wow.
Dancing too hard.
All I'm gonna say is y'all try to play on Aaliyah name when it came to her her vocals and 1 in a Million, and then Khloe got up there who can sing down and try to do 1 in a Million, and it just did not hit. It did not hit. It was awful actually. So yeah,
Well,
There's a difference though.
what now?
there's a difference. All right. Well, I thought the episode was great. How'd you guys do?
I think it was good, but wait, we didn't check in. How's everybody doing? You guys had a good week so
Not
far?
well.
Oh.
Oh, I had a fun weekend. Weekend was fun. Child, Saturday was time.
Oh, we had a blast on
Saturday was fun, but the week it just started.
No, I said last week.
Oh, last week
Dookie.
it was alright.
It was regular.
The Saturday really picked up for me though.
I will
Saturday
say,
did for
this is
me.
my little fun fact. Y'all remember that couch I was just so excited that I got
Uh-huh.
for $50? Why I drive an hour out to Vandalia to pick it up today? Baby, it was just the ottoman. Y'all should have seen me later. She's like, is it a bigger box? I'm like, well, it's a whole couch. Like, and she's like, well, no, it's this number. And I was like, and I looked at the listing again. I said ottoman only. And I was like, damn.
Dang.
Hate that for you.
I'm going to find the rest of it, though.
Where?
Back on the site.
That's tough.
Go for it.
My weekend was chill. I didn't go to sleep last night till 6 a.m. So I'm tired.
Must be nice.
Oh, lady.
Wow.
Me too.
But
y'all
on that
already
note,
up.
thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate
Give
you.
another man.
Thank you for all the
I was going to
support.
offer you one.
You guys have been supporting us. I really appreciate it.
I don't want that.
Yeah, y'all been very consistent with the views. So
Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you,
You guys
yes.
actually are watching us, and that's shocking, to say the least. I'm really happy
It's
about
not
that.
shocking.
It's a little shocking.
I was
I'm not
surprised.
gonna hold you.
I wouldn't want to hear me talk, but hey.
And my name is B Yellow, and we are SpitFyre.
My name's Aki.
My name is Robbiey.
And this is I.
And I'm SpitFyre. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share.
Comment. Thank y'all for commenting on that last video.
And
We
for the
love that.
reviews, the stars, we appreciate those. Thank you. But I think that's it.
That's a heart, right?
Wait, no. How did the Gen Z do it?
Oh, when they
No gang signs.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Out.
isn't wait.
I don't know what y'all doing.
Cut the cameras.
Here we go. Heart.
All right.
Hard.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.